That's the signal, and we are live. What's happening, everybody? When you see this, as always, drop a comment or something. Let me know you're there. For God's sakes, don't hide in the shadows. We don't do this just to feel good. We don't do this just to stroke our own egos. We do this to help you guys. And so today I have my friend, colleague, and all around near do well, Dr. Robert Garcia, with me. What's up, man?
What an apt introduction. Thank you, Manny. Last time, I think we've seen each other once or twice in person since we did our last event, but it was a game changer for sure.
Yeah. It was totally fun, rewarding. One of the things that I realized as I was writing some promotional copy for this upcoming event that we have is getting to watch the friendships and partnerships that happened amongst the people who showed up, who came out to the one we did 2 years ago, and watching those grow and sort of take on a life of their own over social media. I don't necessarily want to try to like promote that, but it was really cool. Like, it hadn't dawned on me until sitting down to think about it. It was good. But today we're going to talk about kind of the difference in approach, the difference in philosophy, and the difference in tactics and strategy between just figuring out how to get a few points from social media. Good. But then the next level up where you really develop authority and credibility, because that's one of the things we're going to be focusing on at the upcoming workshop that you and I are doing. So talk to me a little bit about that. Like, where do most people miss the mark on how to get past that level of, coaching on social media and getting a few clients and get up to that level of, dare I say, influencer or whatever. Influencer is such an overused word, but whatever the word is, how do we go from one to the other?
Hobbyist to practitioner to expert to industry leader, huh? Yeah,
sure.
I got you.
Yeah.
That's the tower. That's the climb, right? The ladder. So basically, I figured out a couple of years ago that the difference in all four is not only the perception of the way that your audience sees you, but the actions that you're exposing them to in an ethical and meaningful way. And that's where Tactical CEQ was born. And so by applying these four things to people, to their businesses, it makes their audience trust them. It makes them look more professional. It gives the kind of warm fuzzies that attract people to them. And it's not anything, it's not rocket science, Manny. I haven't, although I did create the thing and I've had amazing results from it, it's nothing that's super difficult. I've applied this to tons of businesses of all different types, coaches, authors, woodworkers, people in kinds of industries. So essentially you surround yourself and align yourself with famous, highly public people with big audiences. Yeah. You create regular content that is engaging and attractive and paints you in a very, very positive light. Yeah. And you create stuff that makes you seem knowledgeable and easy to digest, bite-sized chunks for your audience. And then you just get a lot of media appearances.
So what do people mostly miss when they're trying to figure out how to get to the next level of sort of notoriety and perceived credibility? What do they get wrong?
Most people take the shortcuts, and they don't invest in themselves. They don't hire experts. They try and do everything on their own, and they take the worst shortcuts. What I mean by that is they invest in very, very poorly created lifestyle marketing programs / gurus.
Okay. Name and shame, buddy.
Let me tell you, if you see somebody getting out of a jet, you can't instantly describe what they do or know what they do. You just know that they got a nice watch. You probably shouldn't send them money because that's why they have the jet. So the point is that people that want to get their goals in a legitimate way, they need to hire actual experts that have a fixed system and fixed techniques and things that have been proven to actually work. So that's one thing. The second thing is they need to actually have a strategy. you and I are big proponents of strategy. We plan stuff out. We have sessions where we talk about what we're going to do, and we think about the end result. We start with the end in mind.
Yeah.
And so most people will just spam Facebook ads and cold pitch people all day long. We see it all day long. You go to LinkedIn and your inbox is just full of people with the same canned message that has no connection, no rapport. You haven't validated me as a potential client, but you got to sell me something. And that's why their sales rates are so poor, and that's why there's not any growth or advancement. Whereas the tax CEQ method makes it so that ads are optional. You've had a lot of success with ads, Manny. You got the screenshots to prove it and the numbers. I've seen your engagement, your results. You're really good at ads. And that's why I think it's a good partnership, because you bring that to the table and I bring the more organic methods of connection and stuff like that. But really, the way that tax CEQ works is, if you do it properly, you will have inbound leads. You will have what I call the magic leads, the Glengarry leads, where people will refer you for no good reason. I had someone buy someone else a membership to my site today, and just told me because they liked the program, right? I didn't ask them to do it. I've had people show up out of air and just say, hey, I saw a post you did. I saw you talking about the importance of magazine coverage. I want to buy some coverage. And I saw the method you use. See, this is all what tax CEQ does. It makes you really visible. It makes your own industry like very strong and powerful, and people will just gravitate to you and want to work with you.
So why don't we take one step back here and you give us a definition of tax CEQ, because you've mentioned it 3 times, but I don't think these guys necessarily know what you're referring to.
Great question. So CEQ stands for Celebrity Expert Quotient. Okay. A celebrity means someone that's recognized. An expert is someone that has a skill. So when you have a high CEQ, you are recognized for your skill.
Yeah. And
so it's called tactical CEQ because it's a hands-on approach to being recognized for your skill.
Love it. Cool. So hiring bad experts or not hiring experts at all is obviously like it's endemic, right? It's a huge thing. It's a huge thing. And I feel like
it's fraud, Manny, is what it is. Let's not even be nice about it. You and I don't need to lie. You and I don't need to
you're right. You're 100% right. It's coaching fraud. Yeah, absolutely.
On a global scale.
Yeah. I like the analogy of, if you see a picture of somebody getting off a jet with a nice watch, you can't say what they do. Probably don't send them your money. If you have tuned in, please say hi or drop an emoji or something. Let us know you are here. Don't hide in the shadows. Please say something. You can even ask questions if you want. That's fine too. My mission and your mission for many years now, and the reason that we originally connected and became friends was, like, you could characterize it as to legitimately help people create more success. The focus for both of us has always been more on what will work to get you new clients. I think that's the bottom line. Bottom line, at the end of the day, you need more clients and you need to know how to do it. And it has always been that. It's ironic because we're both in marketing in a sense, but marketing has been secondary to results for both of us. And again, that's what I feel. That's what really kind of our connection and friendship is based on in the beginning. How much effort, like how smart do you have to be outside of your area of expertise in order to make tax CEQ work for you?
Well, when I ran the program at its peak, like when I had a bunch of members and it was like really going strong, and it broke 20,000 in sales. It's a very popular program. I had people that got results, 25 minutes investment a week, all different educations, all different levels of success. I had people in there that were millionaires, owned millionaire companies. I had people that were just starting off in business that just wanted the visibility training. But the point is that you don't have to have a developed skill set. You don't have to be a PR person. You don't even have to be really good at social media, because I show you what to do and I analyze your stuff and work with you to guide you.
Yeah. I think that's like that's what I'm so excited about getting together in person again and doing another workshop. What I'm going to bring is between last somebody said doesn't show who it was. Somebody jumped. Oh, it's Glow. Hey, Glow. Between the last time you and I did a live workshop and now, I've really refined exactly what you need if you're not going to use anything else. Exactly what you need to start generating clients from social media, which I call my 30 days to 25K. And in fact, that's what we're going to call this workshop. And what it does is it shows you the straightest line to what we might call ethical client attraction, because there's no cold pitching, there's no spamming. We're not sliding into DMs or anything like that. We are relying on principles. And there are 5.
What was that word you just used that started with an E? That one that Ty Lopez just started sweating.
Yeah. The one that Ty Lopez doesn't know. It's not in his vocabulary. What's up, Rick Coughlin? Glad you made it, man. Glad you made it. It was ethical. And that's been like a real, staying ethical in this space has been a real, not a challenge. It's easy to stay ethical, but I find that it's hard to work sometimes in a space where lack of ethics is the norm. Tell me a little bit about that for you, Rob.
Get blindsided by the chase for money because sometimes the money is easy.
Yeah.
And they forget that they have to not only promise deliverables, but they have to deliver results.
Yeah.
And I just had a conversation with a client yesterday that was really interesting because he said, the thing I love about you, Rob, and why I keep working with you is because you don't just give me a stack of stuff. After it's done, you follow up, you check up on me, you make sure I got everything that I was looking for in the contract. And that is part of being ethical. It is making sure the customer experience is amazing and that they get what was promised to them. That's part of being ethical.
Yeah. Do you feel that someone who doesn't already have a proven program, and I define proven as it's worked, they've sold it, it's gotten results, should think about attending our workshop?
Absolutely. Because even if they don't have a program in place, they're going to have a really good idea about how to make one and how to market one. Because you and I have created a lot of programs. We've seen what works. We've seen what doesn't. We've got the sales and the results to prove our work. And Tactical CEQ was out of air, right? I helped Coach Lori Wagner make her program about Napoleon Hill, Wages of Intelligence. Just air. Like we create programs. They're not hard to do. Anyone can do programs, and everyone does.
I've got a new one on my drawing board, actually, right over here.
And you and I know how to make good ones. That's the difference. You and I know how to make ones that actually have results.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty excited to run this thing again this second time. So who's it in your mind? Who's it a really good fit for?
It's a fit for a person that wants an upgrade in life, because at that level, right? If you're going to this event and you see the amount we're putting up, this means you're not starting off yesterday. It means you have some expertise or skill, you're a little experienced, but you're not getting the results that you want. You're kind of stuck. You feel like you're pitching people that aren't really interested. You don't have a lot of engagement. You're wondering why the hell you're struggling so much to barely earn enough to pay your bills. And you're like, okay, I need to turn to some people that actually have results, that have been doing this for a while, and that I trust. That's the person that's going to love this event.
Yeah, I agree. So for you guys out there, let me tell you a little bit about how we've laid this thing out, because it's pretty cool. So I've got the 30 days to 25K program. It's all organic marketing, branding, and positioning. You do it on your profile. And I'm teaching you why. I've got a list right here. Audience growth. How to get your message in front of literally hundreds of thousands of people fast and cheap. In fact, I have a now infamous video with a sock puppet that got 1.3 million views in under a week. Say what you will about Socky, but he killed it.
I'm glad you picked a sock out of all the inanimate objects you could have chosen, Mr.
Well,
Wolfe.
you know, the idea, Rob, was this. I thought a smelly old sock was the closest thing to a marketing guru I could think of. So
I think it's giving a lot of credit to the sock.
Yeah. Yeah, he's probably like, what did I ever do to deserve this? Anyway, so you need audience growth, guys. What you need 5 things, and it is audience awareness, interest, desire, and action. You need to be able to create all of those. Get this right here. Audience awareness, interest, desire, and action. AAIDA. If you have worked with me at all, you've heard me talk about this endlessly. You really only need to master those things. Now, within each of those, the reason that not everybody does it is because within each of those, it's simple, but it's not easy. You know, and that's the truth about marketing. That's the truth about marketing, is that it is simple. You just are finding an audience, you're sending them a message, you're earning their trust and having them take an action, but it's not easy. So the next thing you need to know that you're going to learn from me is how to connect your profile and a business page so that you can then get in front of hundreds of thousands of people versus being limited to some portion of the friends list you have. Then you need a content strategy. And Rob and I both have elements of a content strategy. Well, we both have complete content strategies. But the cool thing is, we were talking about this prior to this call, they very much kind of harmonize with each other. And so it won't be like I'm pulling you one direction, Rob's pulling you another. It's what I've done is I've taken the simplest way to think of content that I know of, and I've put it into a system. What Rob's done, it's actually very simple, isn't it? Or similar, isn't it? It's like, these are the things your content needs to have in it. So I'll give you the things to create, and Rob will, in a very real sense, give you the how to create them for maximum impact.
And here's what's interesting, Manny. I actually teach ratios, okay? Because you ever seen somebody that used to do It Works back in the day, and they do 20 posts about, like, you know, buy my It Works, or hey, having a sale, and that's their entire feed, and their sales are terrible because they don't understand ratios.
Yeah. I talk about ratios too. I use a different word, but it's same idea. You've got to have a mix of different things, and each of those different things that you need to put in the mix have a specific reason for being there. And it's down to it's down to the principles that have underpinned marketing since long before social media. So content strategy. Here's where most of you guys really need help, and you're going to get help firsthand with us. You need to learn how to make offers and enroll people. The bulk of people I've ever worked with, they shit the bed right at offer making. They get the content good, they get their branding and positioning good. Hopefully, if they get past the first kind of like bits of the strategy, it's like a veil goes down and they just can't get through it. You need to know how to make offers. And we're going to show you how. But then once you get people to say yes to offers, you need an enrollment strategy, because that's the second place. That's the second place where people cake trow. I'm just going to let that sit there for a second. Cake trow. Guys, this is where you're dropping the ball. This is where you're soiling your undies. If you do figure out how to make offers, then you can't enroll people. And look, I am the same as you in the sense that I hate sales. I believe Rob's the same as you too, in the sense that sales has ugly connotations. And so what I'm going to be teaching you guys is the collaborative enrollment process. It's sales in the sense that you're getting people to sign up, but it's all trust and permission based. So one of my clients put it great. He said, the thing I hate about sales is that feeling that you have to checkmate people into saying yes. That's genius, I think. And I'm going to show you how to not ever have to do that again and still get over 50% enrollment rates. And so that's what I'm bringing. what Rob is bringing, and I'm going to have you talk about this and go into a little bit of detail, Rob, is developing multi-platform media strategy. What does that mean?
A multi-platform media strategy is just creating your media persona so that you are ready to be interviewed, newspapers, podcasts, television, blog posts, YouTubers, whoever.
Yeah.
My techniques, you and I counted up for fun one day, like how many interviews we had. And I think we got around 600-700, between two people.
It's a lot. Yeah.
You clearly have more, but we both have figured out, how to do this. And using these techniques, though, anybody can be interviewed a lot, and it's a lot easier than they think, because people, with any new thing, they imagine stuff. And they're like, oh, nobody would be interested in my story. Nobody would care to interview me. They only want Grant Cardone or Gary Vee or some millionaire in this stuff. People tell themselves dumb things. I'll tell you firsthand, Manny, I was clocking interviews when I was living in a 1-bedroom apartment in North Park and making like $30 a month for my businesses. I wasn't famous, and I was still getting interviews because I figured out my angle and what made me interesting to interview. So that's all I'm teaching.
Nice. Next, dynamic and eye-catching social that positions. Tell us what that means.
It just means a lot of people don't know how to do social media.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are spending too much time doing 8 political posts a day and chasing off customers. And, you go to their, I know, I'll be really honest. I can go to someone's Facebook profile, and I know in 30 seconds if I'd work with them or not. 30 seconds.
Yeah. Same here.
You're the same way. We're both diagnosticians. We can look at it instantly, and we know if this person knows what they're doing or not. And that's one thing we're going to talk about, because it's not just the social media, it's how you're presented. But the social media you're putting out there is a reflection on your brand.
I think the mistake that people make is they don't really consider that in addition to having the skills, like you have to have the foundational skills that you claim to have. Trust me when I say, because we actually know a guy who came to my first event and then a week later declared that he was now a public speaking teacher. You know who I'm talking about, of course. We have seen people burn their reputations down and have to like totally switch their whole thing up. You got to have the ability to. Yeah, in his case, But look, you guys, you got to have the ability to deliver. And it's like almost a cliche at this point, because so many people jump into the coaching space without really any ability to deliver. So God help you if I ever find out you're using my stuff and you don't actually deliver, I'll burn you down on social media. But the point is this: once you have the stuff, once you've got the goods, you then need to know how to be perceived. It is all about appearances, whether you like it or not. And that's what Rob and I are going to show you. And so I think what you're talking about here, Rob, is social content that positions you with the right appearance, the right look. All right.
And a certain level of prestige, design, and impact.
Yeah.
Because I can tell homemade social media. I still use a lot of it, but I've gotten better at it. Right. And if I can look at your stuff and I'm like, oh, I know that font. You've lost.
Yeah. Tell me then about the last one, which is how to borrow and leverage big audiences and celebrity status.
So, as a magazine owner and 8-time author, I've interviewed a lot of people, and I find that when you partner up with people, when you make these partnerships with higher end people, Scott Oldford, Dr. Dale Comstock of Delta Force, like all these people I've interviewed, you drive traffic. You actually create this diversion. It's like a stream. You've made this diversion, and the stream goes from their traffic to yours, and then all of a sudden you're catching these fringe benefits. Oh, hey, I saw you on, you interviewed Scott Oldford.
Right. I
loved it. I love what you do with the magazine. Can I buy some features from you? Blah, blah, blah. But the point is, you're either going to capture their audience or they're going to share your stuff. And now you're going out to their audience directly. And now you're being promoted by them and you have endorsement from them.
Yeah.
So on my main website, I have a video from Mike Michalowicz, multiple New York Times.
Profit First. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably the first pumpkin plan.
Yeah.
Saying, "Hey, I love Shift Magazine. If you want to work with the best, work with Dr. Rob." I mean,
Yeah.
you cannot get more transparent than that.
Right. Yeah, totally. So the idea about borrowing audiences and leveraging other celebrities is just that, right? It's like if you approach it correctly, which you will be showing people how to do, you can actually sort of stand next to people who are further down the or up the ladder or whatever than you. And the perceived value of that is that people see you as on a par with those people. Huge trust builder. Welcome, Brandon Schwartzbauer. Thanks for jumping on, man. Yeah. So at this point, guys, girls, people on various stages of your own trans journey and liquid sexual journeys, of whom I am not judging, we have a select number of tickets available to this live workshop. It is November 11th through 13th in fabulous Orange County, California. Mind-blowing location to be determined, but I promise you, you can't go wrong in Orange County. I mean, it's like, if you don't know, trust me when I say you can't go wrong there. We are very excited about this in the sense, so Rick Coughlin says, I'm not a coach, but I really need to build my personal brand for my business, Grove Studios. Man, Rick, I mean, in all just transparency, you should think about showing up to this thing, man, because that's what Rob and I can do for you. You don't have to be a coach, by the way. Building a personal brand is the direction that everything is moving. And I will tell you this, in 3 to 5 years, your personal brand is going to be the most important asset that most of us have. 100%. So the tickets are ridiculously good value for what you're going to get. Rob and I both believe in over giving, over delivering, and adding huge value. That is definitely something we see eye to eye on. And I mean, I'm just going to tell you guys, it's $14.97 for the ticket. I'm just going to tell you right up front, it's $1,497 for the ticket. You're going to take more away from this than, I mean, any other event you've gone to. Now, will it be as glitzy and fancy? No, by design, it won't. Yeah, we're going to be in Orange County. It's going to be beautiful. We're going to have a great time. But we're keeping the ticket price low by pulling back the unnecessary frills. I hope that makes sense to you guys. We do have 4 VIP tickets, just 4, not 5, not 6, just 4. And if you're interested, I'm going to tell you right now, those will cost you. But I'm also going to tell you, you literally cannot get closer to having somebody do it all for you than what we've included in those VIP tickets. But for most of you, just consider the regular ticket. There's only 20 of them available. Last time Rob and I did a workshop, it sold out. I don't remember. I feel like it was 2 weeks. It was quick. We hit our numbers. We sold them all out. It didn't take long. This is going to be the same. There's more value here. There's more impact. We're both better at what we do. And this will sell out. This will sell out. Get in touch. If you, like Rick, you, for example, if you want to talk to me about it, just tell me more in the comments and I'll reach out to you and I'll chat with you about it. But yeah, you guys, I mean, at the risk of sounding like a cliche, if you're ready to get off your ass and make something happen, like legitimately make something happen in your business, you need to just tell me more in the comments, or you can reach out to me. You can reach out to me directly. Hell, you can tag me in this Facebook group that you're watching this in.
Manny, do we have any news about the financing?
I was just going to get to that, actually.
As I was.
And here's the mind blower. If you live in the US, we can virtually guarantee that we can finance your ticket. It would probably cost you, with financing on a $1,497 ticket, probably cost you about $40 a month to change your business, to radically up level everything. So, I mean, at this point, we're just about at time. Get on this. Rob and I are going to be talking about this in this group, in his group, and on both of our social media feeds until we sell out. So get on this. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Don't meet me there. Beat me there.
I'm going to tell you something, Manny. The reason, I mean, there are a couple things that people watching this are going to marinate on, and the number might scare them, you know, right off the bat, and it's human nature. But we offer financing. Don't let fear get in the way of your success.
Yeah.
And Manny and I are very good at what we do. My last 2 programs sold out. I had to turn them off to stop people from buying them.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing.
So with that, you guys reach out or tell me more in the comment. Look, this is 2021, the age of social media. You cannot use not knowing how to get a hold of me as an excuse. Let's put it that way. This is going to be a game changer, and don't let the price fool you. Okay, this is worth, it's everything. It's worth everything. It's worth changing your whole damn business. Yeah. So, I mean, some people will be going, oh, $14.97, that's kind of steep. And hey, I respect that. We've got financing. Others are going to be subconsciously going, well, what am I really going to get for $14.97? Don't think like that. Don't think like that. Don't let this slip. This is, man, man, get off your ass. Get in touch with me. Let's do this thing. Rob, thank you, man. We're going to be talking a lot over the next couple of weeks, you and I. Let's do it.
I'm excited, man. This is going to be the event for 2021. We're going to close out strong.
Thanks, brother.